Hi guys, I'm here with Mike Sigrist, another member of Team Channel Fireball, and of course also a member of the Magic Pro League. Hi Siggy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
So today we're gonna answer the question, how much card draw is too much card draw? Because you drafted a pretty sweet Azorius deck, and we're gonna take a look at your picks and what you decided to play in the end.
Ready.
So this was your very first pack, and when I saw it, I noticed that even though we are in a multicolor format, you have a bunch of very powerful single color cards available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's actually a close pick between Enraged Ceratok and Precognitive Perception for me. Precognitive Perception would be like a bomb in most limited formats, but there's a lot of card draw in this format, so it's kind of redundant with all of that. But still, I prefer being in blue to green and being in Esper colors. So I started off with the Precognitive Perception.
So you took the Precognitive Perception, slight color preference, but also just a very powerful pack. Anything in particular you considered your left neighbors to be in with this pack, or was that not much of a concern?
No, I would expect my neighbor to either take the Ministrant, the Enraged Ceratok, or the Skewer of the Critics, depending on what their first pick was. Okay. They're all equally power leveled. So let's
go to pack 2, and this one was maybe a little bit less clear. I don't know. I mean, Chillbringer, some people call it the best common in the set. How are you on Chillbringer?
I think it is not the best common in the set, and specifically because Azorius and Simic have a lot of 5-drops. So while it is one of the better ones, it's there's just enough of them that it's only a small upgrade to some of the other ones.
Which cards did you actively consider in this pack?
The only cards I was considering were Chillbringer and Aeromunculus, but with a mono blue card already, I'm just going to take the Chillbringer and see if Simic or Azorius is coming to me.
Makes a lot of sense. So 2 guilds basically still available for Mike here. Let's go to pick 3. Now let's see what we have here. I see Carnival Carnage, not in the colors you are. Tithe Taker, I'm sure a consideration. Spirit of the Spires, Bring to Trial. Summary Judgment, a lot of white cards.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, white seems kind of open here. Obviously, there's only 2 cards missing, so it's not a huge indicator. And the only cards I'm really considering here are Tithe Taker and Summary Judgment. And I started out with Precognitive Perception, which means if I have the ability to draw a bunch of cards, I'd much rather have removal in my deck so that I can deal with my opponent's threats and then just beat them with whatever I have. So.
Okay, so that sets the baseline, and we will see what the next few picks had for you. Of course, Summary Judgment was the pick. This is the start of the draft, and now we will go through the picks in packs of 3. Simic Ascendancy didn't make your deck in the end. Lawmage's Binding and Resolute Watchdog. Are you happy to be in Azorius at that point?
Yeah, once I get the Lawmage's Binding pick 5, it's a pretty clear signal that Azorius is going to be open. So yeah, I'm not locked in at this point, but I'm pretty comfortable where I am.
Did you ever consider splashing the Simic Ascendancy?
Simic Ascendancy is much better if you can activate it multiple times a turn, and so it's not a great splash card. You really want to be, predominantly Simic if you're
hedging your bets at that point.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. Thought Collapses, and both of them made your deck, and Concordia Pegasus. Were you planning to play these cards? They're kind of medium, right?
Yeah, they're like low tier fillers. I think the first Thought Collapse has a lot of value, especially if you're going to be playing a control deck, because there's a lot of cards that, like Ill-Gotten Inheritance, a card I passed, Angelic Exaltation, and these just really powerful cards that you can't really interact with that you need to have a counter for. So I prioritize the first one, and yeah, the rest of it is just kind of filler.
Okay, let's go through the last picks here. We see that there isn't actually much coming in picks 10 to 14, and something I noticed when I watched your draft was usually the power level decreases in a kind of a linear way, and here it felt like you had super high power to start with, and then it almost dropped off completely. How were you feeling after pack 1?
I was feeling comfortable because I thought that I did a good job cutting off my color, and I still thought that the color was open. I still thought Azorius was open from the right. So I was comfortable. I knew the cards would come, and having these 3 Thought Collapse means that I can draft a deck that has a lot of instants in it and take advantage of that. And all of a sudden, if you're not choosing if you're going to play a creature or the Thought Collapse in a turn, and you can just play at instant speed, then the Thought Collapse gets much better.
Makes sense. So this is pack 2, and you got Sphinx of Foresight. How was your pack 2 shaping up?
Well, I was obviously very happy when Sphinx of Foresight came my way. That means that for sure Azorius was open from the left, and I was probably going to get hooked up in blue. So yeah, I was pretty comfortable with this. My first pick wasn't that good though.
Yeah, but you get like kind of your curved shape up here. You get another Lawmage's Binding. Fairy Duelist is a nice 2-drop. Azorius Night Arbiter as a win condition. And let's see how this pack developed. You can say that it was a decent pack for you, right?
Yeah. I got another premium removal spell, some card draw.
And this is where you got the Sphinx's insight. Is this also where you passed the tome? Yeah, it didn't make your deck. You picked it, but ultimately you had too much card draw.
Yeah.
If that's a thing. So what did pack 3 have for you? 3 picks. None of them make your deck.
Yeah. Well, the Azorius Guildgate made my deck, but yeah, it was a little light at first, but then I get another Law Mage's Binding at the end. Sky Tether's a premium card in my deck. Benthic Biomancer is just filler.
Decent, yeah.
Yeah.
Not great. So then a few more flyers. Dovin Security. Did you ever consider playing that?
I did until I only have 5 cards that bring it back, and 4 of which draw cards. So it was again another kind of a redundant card draw effect, and it's not instant speed. So there would be times where I would have to choose play Dovin's Acuity or leave up Thought Collapse.
Okay, let's go through the final picks and look at the deck you ended up with. I thought that it had maybe a few too many spells, lacking in win conditions a little bit. What's your take after 2 rounds?
Yeah, I would have liked 1 or 2 more win conditions, but I'm pretty comfortable being able to close out the game with what I have because of how much card draw I have. I'm going to be able to protect my few threats with the Resolute Watchdog and the 3 Thought Collapses, and just out card advantage my opponents.
Awesome. You're 1-1. Good luck for the final round of draft. That was Mike Sigrist. We'll be right back.